If we see any changes.
It's a beautiful morning.
Oh my gosh, it's fabulous out here. Now that the sun has kind of peeked over the mountains.
Yeah.
Stunning.
I like it.
All right, we've been talking with Sammy Linebaugh this morning. She's got a really special visitor with her down in the studio. Of course, each year nationwide, an up-and-coming political cartoonist is awarded a very prestigious top honor.
That's right. It's the John Locher Award. And a Utah won that honor named Josh Farron. He's from the Ogden area, and he is live with Sammy in the studio because he's been doodling all morning to give us a sample of his work. Sammy, how's that coming along?
Hi, Rich. Well, he just mentioned, and we'll show you now what he's been working on. He wants John Kerry to win because he's so much fun to draw.
Exactly.
Nothing political.
Exactly. He's got this great long chin, big bushy eyebrows, and funny hair. So I enjoy drawing him, and I hope he wins.
Talk a little bit about your strategy here. You sort of accentuate certain features, and you pick that out with each character.
Right. You know, I've got George Bush here with a pudgy, round face and a pudgy, round nose. I kind of give everybody round noses. And John Kerry, like I said, with this extremely long face, you know, I try to exaggerate that as much as possible. He does have sort of a solemn look on his face all of the time. So that's the way I go about those two.
And you free-handed this just in a few minutes here this morning. The process. You start with trace paper, as we showed a little bit before. Let's talk about how it evolves. You've got on the computer.
Right. So I do original sketch, and then I do the ink drawing. You can see here I keep them in different layers. It gives it a sort of three-dimensional look, and I scan those into the computer.
So this one you're working, this is in the works. This one we don't have a finished product of.
Yeah, this one I'm just finishing up, so you can kind of see how it evolves on here.
It's a local politics flair here.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's the sketch. You scan that in.
Exactly. Yeah, and I fix it all up, make it look nice, and then what I do is I start adding areas of color, and you can see,
wow,
you know, the reds and all of that, and I, you know, later would add the color to her face and to her shirt. And then what I do is I start creating a sort of, you know, the shading and the depth and you know, taking things out and adding them in, finishing all the touches. So this one here is about the gubernatorial race this week and how Huntsman's got this, you know, recognizable name, and everybody, you know, thinks of him as kind and rich and benevolent, and poor Karras just doesn't have that same name recognition. So it's like going into a grocery store and you see Fruit Loops, you recognize Fruit Loops, and you associate things with it. So that's what this one's about.
That's very good. And we see the call sign there, or your signature there. I don't know how close we can get that, but we want to show it. All Farron,
right,
with your last name, Love and War. You're going to see that a lot nationwide. Of course, how do you get your ideas? You must be a political junkie of some sort.
I constantly listen to NPR, and I watch the news all the time, and I just try to associate ideas or current news stories with everyday situations or objects that people can understand. So
okay, we're just going to tick through a few more of these to just show how they look. Again, you can see Josh's work, www.joshfarron.com. And as you mentioned, he did win the John Locher Award, which